Hi Scorpio, welcome to Awaken Spirit Wisdom. In this reading we will explore what shadow or deep-rooted energy you are currently transmuting, working through, either personally and also collectively, which you may or may not be aware of. I will pull out a crystal card to see what crystal you can use to support you through your process if you do choose to work through this energy, and also which Archangel is working with you. And then I will be pulling out first card is blind spot card, so it has a healing symbol on it to activate your unconscious mind, to slowly bring into your awareness consciously this is all tongue twisting, the pattern at hand. So obviously I will read out the card because there's a lot of information, and there's too many cards for me to remember everything by heart. So basically it will mean something to you over the next few days as it unravels, because it will become more specific to you on your own personal journey. So just be aware of that. It does help you to also, the card is healing, so it does help you to work through the process with the activation of the symbol as well. So you're not in it on your own. So you may find over the next few days it becomes clearer, or it may not mean anything to you. Just take what resonates with you. This reading is not time specific, and I trust that if you have been drawn to this reading, a deeper part of your soul is ready to move through this energy and transform. So if you have clicked on this reading, take it with a pinch of salt and then see what happens over the next few days. You can always come back to the reading if you need to gain some more clarity or insight. So I'm going to get started on the reading. I'm only going to take one card out for each of these because there is a lot of information. So if lots of cards come out, I'm just going to take one. So Scorpio, what is it that you are currently transmuting personally and collectively for humanity? Take the first card. Looks like you guys are transmuting a hell of a lot, but I'm not going to read all of them, so I'm going to put those back. And that was the first one that came out, so we'll go for that one. And then what crystal is supporting Scorpio through this current process? Just one card, please, Spirit. Thank you. And which angel is currently going to help you through this? Scorpio. Thank you, angels. Just one card, please. Just one card. Oh no, we're going to have 5 cards. Well, the angels are flying out to you guys, so you might need some extra support, but we're just going to focus on one for today. So obviously just go with what feels right for you. This reading can be quite long, so I'm trying to keep it as short as I can because it is quite intense. So Sandalphon, lovely. Okay, now let's have a look at what the outcome is if you choose to do the work. And anything else Spirit needs Scorpio to know with regards to this current energy you're working through. looks like everything wants to come out for you guys. So I think there's a lot going on for Scorpio. Just be gentle with yourself. You may be finding that there's a lot more than what is currently coming up in this reading. So one more shuffle. So this may be a catalyst for what is actually coming up for you. I don't know where that's come from, but I'm going to trust it. Okay. Right, Scorpio, you have chosen, or not, you haven't actually chosen, but the Spirit has brought up the energy of meaning. Okay, so I'm going to get that up. I'm going to hold the card up while I read the meaning. So take what you need from it. Some of this stuff is quite intense and full on, so so just look at the card. It will help to activate this pattern in you unconsciously and bring it into your consciousness gently over the next couple of days. If you have drawn this card, you have assigned a meaning to the situation or an experience that is part of the situation that is not the actual meaning of the experience or situation. People search for a way of interpreting the implication of every experience in their lives. Seeking out the meaning of experiences is an advanced form of consciousness. But as we all know too well, sorry, I'm just burning my finger on the flame. Where was I? But as we all know too well, there are pitfalls to advancement. The ability to derive meaning is both something that sets our species apart as an evolved and rapidly expanding facet of consciousness, as well as what causes us to self-destruct. The quality of our experience is flavored by one thing, and that is the meaning that we assign to the experience. It is critical to recognize that there is a difference between what actually happens and the meaning of what happens. We must see that meaning does not inherently exist in the world in and of itself. Therefore, meaning does not inherently exist in a situation. It is an interpretation. And it is best not to confuse interpretation with truth. If meaning does not inherently exist in an experience, we must and do assign it to the experience, and then we mistake the event and the meaning of the event for the same thing. Just going to turn the page. You can destroy your whole life based on the meaning you assign to an event. For example, imagine that a 3-year-old girl asks her dad to play dolls, but he is on the phone. He yells at her to stop bugging him. This is a traumatic experience for the 3-year-old. She takes it personally. Now, let's pretend the meaning she assigns to this event is, I am insignificant to my dad. This was not the meaning of the experience of the event for the father. The meaning for the father was, I'm busy right now. But the moment the little girl assigns the meaning to the event, it is as if a colored lens comes up over her eyes, and from that moment on, all things that happen between her and her father are filtered through that colored lens. The truth is now colored and distorted by the perception that the meaning creates. Every time something happens between the father and the daughter that causes her to feel bad, it will automatically strengthen that meaning she's perceiving through her life through. The colored lens gets thicker and thicker until anything that doesn't reinforce it cannot pass through it. This father could really love his daughter more than anything in his life and do all the kinds of loving things, but it will not matter because all his actions are not being filtered through the lens of the meaning she adopted as the 3-year-old. The father has no idea why she is so angry with him as she grows up. The girl in the scenario is likely to grow up believing she is insignificant to men, just like she was to her daddy, and will end up in relationships with emotionally unavailable men, wondering why her self-esteem is so low. Looking at this analogy of the colored lens, doesn't this account for why two people perceive the same thing differently? If you have drawn this card, I'm going to burn it in a minute, the painful meaning you assigned to the situation or an experience that is part of the situation was never the actual meaning of the situation or experience. What you must consider is that you've been punishing people or avoiding them for a meaning that you yourself assigned to that experience with them. What you must consider is that much of the pain you are experiencing in the situation is not because of what you actually experienced, but because of the meaning you assigned to the experience. Ask yourself, what am I making this mean? Then question the meaning so that you can discern the difference between what is actually happening and what you think the meaning of the experience is. Wow, so that's quite full on. So basically you need to understand or look at there's this saying that says there are 3 sides to every story: your side, their side, and what really happened. So I do feel that Spirit are bringing that into my mind to help you to see the other 2 sides, to then help you understand the meaning that you've attached to what really happened. So your side of the story, and that may be the meaning that you've attached to it, because that's your experience of how you felt it, and that's valid, so don't beat yourself up. Their side of the story, so that's valid for them as well. And then in between that is what really happened, without filters, meaning without feelings and perception. It's the truth of the situation. So it might help you to get to the truth of the situation, to understand what it is that you need to let go of in terms of the meaning that you attached it to the situation or situations that are causing you pain. So we have the crystal malachite coming up. Now, if you don't have this crystal, just you can call upon the energy to help you, because that's the energy will come forward for you to help you. I would suggest that with malachite because it can be quite a toxic crystal if you have it for too long. The key word is change, journeys, healing, and timeless wisdom. Drawing this card indicates a need to break with old patterns and embrace change. It particularly asks us to take responsibility for transforming our lives. So I do feel that you've really been asked to heal the meaning that you've attached to something that's really causing you pain. Transformation and change are key elements to the stone. It helps us to go to the core of the issue in our life, particularly psychosexual, social and emotional problems, and help them heal. Given its explosive and intensive nature, it is best supported with other gentler stones when used in healing and journey work. So you may want to look up the meaning of malachite as well, because it can help you to understand how you can use this for you personally to help through that energy. And then we've got Archangel Sandalphon coming through for you. Gifts from God. We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. So I do feel that Archangel Sandalphon is really helping you to understand the truth of these situations that you've attached meaning to. Because once you see the truth and both sides of the three sides of the story, but both sides of the story and the truth, it will help you to understand what it is, the gift and the gems that are coming through from that experience, so you can then move forward and leave this pattern behind you and take the gifts that that experience was there to bring you in that specific moment, rather than it becoming an absolute emotional nightmare. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I do feel that once you let go of this pattern, things are going to start moving forward for you again, and things are going to start opening up for you, and allow for this energy to come in, because there are things that are waiting for you to come in, but this energy is blocking you, is preventing you from experiencing the joy of certain gifts, of certain relationships, of certain situations that it can that can come in to move you forward and reignite that joy and that passion, because there's that joy and that passion is waiting. It's like once you know the truth, you understand the whole story, the whole picture, and that makes you feel better about yourself, because whatever the meaning is that you attach to the situation, really all it is doing is it's hurting you. It's making you feel like you bad, you unworthy, you meaningless, or there's like a whole list of stuff, but it's actually self-punishing, and you don't really need to go through that, because there's all this amazing stuff coming in for you, and you've even got the World. So this is for some of you, and this seems to be coming up for some of the readings at the moment, this pattern may well be coming to full cycle with the eclipses that we are currently moving through, if you are watching this around that time, as a part of your soul's completion. So you may be feeling this energy really intensified over the next few weeks, or has been building up over the last few weeks, because it is coming to completion at a soul level. So you don't need to carry this energy into your next lifetime. And for some of you, it's just a cycle that you've been through and needs to come to an end. Just bear with me a minute. Because once that takes place, I do feel that your creative spark is coming back in, and you're feeling more grounded, more centered, and more solid in your belief and your sense of identity, and that's really important, and that will allow you to move forward in a more free-flowing way. So this person is being carried through, supported by spirit, to a brand new destination that is full of passion, creativity, using your gifts, just a whole new way of being. So I feel that you're moving into new experiences with a whole brand new perception of who you are, and seeing the truth of the situations rather than putting negative spin on it. Not that it's your fault that happened. These patterns come up because they've been set up for us in childhood. For whatever reason, they've been there, and it's been a protection, and that's, do honor these feelings, because they are there. They have been helping you and protecting you. Just be gentle with yourself and love them, nurture them, because what you're doing is, once you allow yourself to go in and hold love for it, it will automatically transform. And I do feel that that's what's happening with the Two of Water. You're moving into a much more free-flowing part of yourself. And being a Scorpio, I feel that you're moving more into that intuitive aspect of yourself, into your knowing. You know who you are. You know what's going on. You're intuitive. You see stuff. You know stuff. You heal stuff. You transform stuff. I mean, you're a Scorpio. You know this stuff. So sometimes it's you can be kind of in your own way, and I do feel that once you get out of your own way, you will see another magical part of yourself that you can then help others to transform, or somebody's going to help you to transform, where you can trust your intuition. So it's not to say that your intuition is wrong. You may be perceiving certain situations and that is the truth, if this is in alignment. So if your intuition is spot on and accurate and it isn't shadowed by other stuff, what you feel, you will know to stay away from whatever that situation is. But I feel that this has got nothing to do with your intuition. This has been a personal experience that has caused that. But once this is cleared, you will then know intuitively whether that person that you're with or situation you're in is true for you and for that person. And if not, you will remove yourself from it before it gets to that point where it hurts you or where it causes you pain. And if you don't, and it causes you pain, then that's part of your learning journey. And it's about being gentle with yourself, looking at the situation, going, oh, that's what I needed to learn, releasing all the meaning and other stuff that you put attached to it, and then starting your next phase with a brand new sense of perception and spark. I hope that makes sense. Spirit are just like giving me words flying out of my mouth like no one's business. So yeah, I do feel that you're coming back into yourself again, into your knowing of who you really are and the truth of the situations from your intuitive space. But remember that your intuition needs to be from a clear, crystal clear, absolute truth, higher truth, before you can move into a better space. It can't be shadowed with your perception of what you think the truth is. Ask Spirit to help you clarify your intuition and know the truth, whether you like it or not. Show me the truth so I can move forward. It may not be what you want to see, it may not be what you want to hear, it may not be what you want to feel, but use it to help you to step into who you really are, into your true self. So next time you have a clear perception of everything that's going on in your life, including situations, circumstances and people. Okay, Scorpio, I hope that helps. Be gentle with yourself. For some of you, if this is past life connected, just it may take more than a few days to unravel and to clear. So just do the work. You know what you're doing. I know that you know what you're doing, and you know you are on your way to a brand new beginning. So this is the end of a major cycle for you with regards to this pattern and these experiences. So do take care. Please feel free to comment and let me know how these energies play out for you. And wish you all the best. Take care. Love and light.